All right, Larry Kruger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little 49er draft update. Check out Pig and a Pickle, two locations, Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. And today's video is brought to you by Mancini's Sleep World. That's right. Looking to upgrade your sleep? Now is the perfect time. Our friends at Mancini's Sleep World are kicking off their spring clearance sale starting Tuesday, March 25th. And you don't want to miss any of these deals, up to 50% off select mattresses, 2 free pillows with any Tempur-Pedic mattress purchase, plus an extra 10% off when you use our exclusive code KRUG10, KRUEG 10. And here's the best part. Mancini's now offers a 365-night comfort guarantee, giving you a full year to decide if your mattress is the perfect fit. On top of that, they provide free next day delivery and a best price guarantee so you can shop with total confidence. This spring clearance sale, it runs from March 25th through April the 28th. So don't wait. Click the link in the description to shop now and experience better sleep with Mancini Sleep World. Once again, click in the description and make sure you use the code KRUG10 and you'll get that discount. Once again, click in the description. Make sure you use the code KRUG10, KRUEG 10 to get that discount. And thanks to Mancini's for being a proud sponsor of the Krug Show. All right, 49ers the draft is approaching. It is about 3 weeks away. And there's a lot of speculation, a lot of talk, a lot of stories connected to the 49ers related to the draft. And we're just going to share some of them with you. Now, according to a report that I read this morning, the 49ers have done extensive work on Iowa State corner Darien Porter. Porter converted from wide receiver to cornerback. He's 6'3", 195 pounds. He finished with the second fastest 40-yard dash. He ran a 4.30 40, and he had a broad jump of 10 feet, 11 inches. So this is a guy who's got a lot of size, a lot of ability. This guy was a wide receiver until 2022, and he's still a little bit raw as a cornerback. But what he's got great traits, great size, outstanding performance at the combine. I mean, among all the cornerbacks who went to Indy, Darien Porter ranked tied for first in the 10-yard split. He ran a 1.49 10-yard split, which is absolutely flying. A 3-cone drill of 6.71, a 20-yard shuttle of 4.04 seconds. He was second in the 40-yard dash. He ran a 4.30. The broad jump, 10 feet, 11 inches, as we said. Former Iowa State standout. And he had the second highest overall athletic score among all corners at the combine, according to Next Gen Stats. So a lot of people think he's a day 2 pick, round 2, round 3. Darien Porter. Niners are showing some interest in Darien Porter, and it seems like he's the kind of big corner that they would be seeking. Another position the 49ers are going to fill in the draft is defensive end. And according to Tony Pauline, the 49ers are hosting Arkansas edge rusher Landon Jackson for one of their top 30 visits. He's a projected end of the first round, early second round pick. If the Niners want him, they're probably going to have to take him at 43, or he may not be there at 43. They may have to trade up. Landon Jackson, though, is 6'7" and 270 pounds. And if you looked at his vertical and his broad jump, which really show those are great numbers for edge rushers. Those are great drills, I should say, to find great edge rushers. If you're an edge rusher, you want to see guys who do well in the broad jump and in the the short shuttle, those things, but definitely the jumping, the vertical and the broad. Why? Because it shows lower body explosiveness. And if you have lower body explosiveness, typically that helps you as a pass rusher. Most of the greatest pass rushers are really, really good in the jumps. And Landon Jackson really starred in the jumps. So you're talking about a guy who's 6'7", 270, and gets off the ground, can get parallel to the line of scrimmage, to the ground. He's very, very athletic, bendy. He's a big-bodied guy, but he's got the kind of bend where he can get the edge, and he's just really, really fun to watch. So he's a bigger defensive end, and if the Niners want a bigger guy to set the edge opposite Nick Bosa, man, I think that would be an incredible one. Landon Jackson in round 2 would be a great pick for the 49ers. If they don't want to go on the defensive side in round 2, they may go with a running back. And the 49ers could very easily go with a running back on day 2 once again. And the name that I think fits them the best, if you said, of all these running backs, because it's a great running back class, which running back fits the 49ers the best? I don't think there's any doubt about it. If you say, what do the Niners like? They like speed in their running back. Kyle Shanahan likes speed. Okay. They like guys who don't fumble. Elijah Mitchell, for example, I think fumbled one time in his entire college career. So you're very trustworthy in Kyle's mind. If you can run fast, you don't fumble. If you can catch the ball out of the backfield. And if you also, there's not a lot of dancing in the backfield when Bobby T, you got to hit the ground and go. You really got to hit the ground and go. The guy that I think makes the most sense for the 49ers is Travion Henderson of Ohio State. He's the only running back in all of college football to run for 7 yards a carry, have over 1,000 rushing yards this year, and have over 250 receiving yards. Only back in all of college football. He had over 600 touches in his career. He had one fumble. One fumble. He does not fumble. His 145 rushing attempts were the least by a player who cleared the 1,000-yard mark, by the way. He's a 5'10", 207-pound back. His 40 time was 4.43, 92nd percentile. So to me, that's their guy. Travion Henderson can catch. Travion Henderson can run. He's got speed. He can run the outside zone, and he does not fumble. He's a big play guy, and he blocks. He's considered one of the best blocking running backs in the entire draft. You don't get on the field for Bobby T unless you can do a lot of those things and do them at a high level. I have a feeling he's going to fall in love with Travion Henderson, and I could see the 49ers taking Henderson in round 2. No sources, just a guess, but probably a pretty good guess. He definitely fits the Niners. There's a lot of great backs, and they may see another back as a great fit as well. But as far as Travion Henderson, he's a winner. He can catch it. He's fast. He breaks tackles. He blocks. He's been productive. Pretty good player. PFF's latest mock draft is out, and they have the 49ers trading up to number 8 and selecting Missouri offensive tackle Armand Membu. The Niners would trade the 11th pick and the 100th pick to the Panthers, and they would get the Panthers pick, which is number 8. It says the 49ers move up 3 spots to get ahead of New Orleans to take Armand Membu. He's the perfect scheme fit for Kyle Shanahan's offense. Membu played the 9th most outside zone run snaps at Missouri in 2024 while posting an excellent 80.7 PFF run blocking grade. He joins Dom Pooney to form a potentially dominant right side of the 49ers offensive line. Wouldn't hate it. Seems like a pretty good move. I don't even know if Membu is even going to be there at 8. I'm hearing he may be gone in the top 5. But of the linemen, I think Membu is my favorite by far of those linemen that are available in the first round. Lance Zierlein did his 3rd mock draft of the year for NFL.com. He says the Niners are going to take Kelvin Banks from Texas. 6'5", 315-pound left tackle over the past 3 seasons. Has earned a career-best 89.9 pass blocking grade from PFF, ranking 4th in the nation among offensive tackles. He allowed only 1 sack and 10 pressures in 538 pass blocking snaps. 3-year starter. Zierlein thinks he's a good fit for the 49ers. So Zierlein sees Kelvin Banks coming to the Niners. Bill Barnwell had an interesting mock draft where it was all trades. And the trade, every team in the entire round traded. And the trade he had for the Niners is the Niners trade from 11 to 13. And they would also give the Dolphins a 4th-round pick. And the Niners would get Jalen Phillips. Now, Jalen Phillips is an interesting player when he was healthy, but he's never been healthy. Tore his Achilles in 2023, tore his ACL in 2024. It's only moving back, a couple spots from 11 to 13. So it's not a huge move back, but you are throwing a 4th-round pick as well. I would do it if it was just for Jalen Phillips. If it was the 11th pick for 13 and Jalen Phillips, I would do it. But I'm not giving them a 4th-round pick in addition. Not when the guy's had torn his Achilles, tore his ACL. I mean, going back to college, he had ankle problems. He had, all kinds of physical issues in college, concussion issues. No. I like Jalen Phillips. I'd give him a chance. I mean, you could always use another pass rusher, and when he's healthy, he's been a pretty good pass rusher. But if I'm moving down 2 spots, that's enough. I'll take Jalen Phillips to move down 2 spots. I'm not giving a 4th. To me, that's a little bit of an overpay. A little bit of an overpay there to have to give Jalen Phillips. And one other draft note, I had a chance today on April 1st to sit down for about an hour with Eugene Asante, the Auburn linebacker, who's probably going to be a late day 2 or early day 3 pick. Ran 4.48, really good player. I think he would be an ideal fit to take over for Dre Greenlaw next to Fred Warner. And I asked him about it, and he said, man, it would be amazing. It would be amazing. He said he's had contact with the Niners. He said it'd be amazing to play next to Fred Warner. I asked Eugene, hey, who's the if you could play with any linebacker, past or present in history, who would you take? Who would you want to play with? And he said Patrick Willis, which is an incredible answer. And I told him, I said, man, you're too young for Patrick Willis. And he's like, I was a pup watching Patrick Willis. But he said Patrick Willis. And then I mentioned to him, I said, hey, the Niners really need some linebacker help. They probably could draft 2 linebackers. I said, you've gone through this draft process, and you've gotten a chance to meet a bunch of, linebackers who are in your draft class. I said, if you could hand pick one linebacker that you would want to play with in San Francisco, that you would be like, oh, you know what? The 2 of you guys would be the new Willis and Bowman, the new Greenlaw and Warner. Who would be the young linebacker that you love in this draft that you think, oh, man, me and him together would just be unbelievable? And he's like, good question. And then he's like, Demetrius Knight from South Carolina. And I think he's right. Demetrius Knight from South Carolina would be a fantastic, maybe if the Niners could go, I think they're going to go O-line, D-line in the first 3 rounds. But maybe you go round 4, Demetrius Knight. Round 4, I think the Niners have multiple 4th-round picks. How about a couple 4th-round linebackers? Demetrius Knight, Eugene Asante. Not bad. Would not be bad. They could do worse. All right. Thanks to Mancini's for being a proud sponsor of the Krug Show. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for sponsoring this video as well. And thanks to all of you guys for supporting the Krug Show on YouTube.